Yo,
What's good, guys? What's up, guys? I'm Shiv.
I'm Drish.
And we are Desi Off-Duty Podcast.
NRI girls, what up?
So
this is our first
video podcast
and kind of like our introduction to our YouTube channel, which I'm presuming people are watching.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I just did like a broadcast, like a news reporter? Yes, so we're very excited to share this awesome video podcast with you guys.
Our previous episodes are all on Spotify, so
Yeah.
if you haven't checked those out, you can check them out.
Stop, JK.
And yeah, so
Please.
we're basically just two Desi girls talking about funny, relatable
Desi
topics. If you're new here and you don't know what we do.
And we do occasional IGTV series,
Yeah.
so please go on our Instagram and follow us if you want to see all that shites.
Yeah. All right. I think we can get into our first episode
Yes.
of the video podcast today.
This week's dose of light-hearted and unfiltered and unapologetic takes on horoscopes. So
Astrology, right?
Astrology.
Like basic astrology, horoscopes, all that jazz.
So we gonna give you your kundli today, JK. But we are giving you kind of a daily reading kind of vibes. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Sit back, sip your chai.
And enjoy.
Before we start, we want to make it very clear we do not intend on disrespecting any person's culture or community. It's all just some good fun. So, let's kick it in.
Okay, well, let's get started.
Okay, so horoscopes and stars, and before why we're talking about it, because people obviously there's so many branches to it, but we did research and we found out that horoscopes and astrology originates from India.
Yeah, which is super interesting and
Yeah.
kind of it explains.
So all of you white girls calling yourself, I'm just kidding.
No, but it kind of explains our
Culture
because
Yeah.
we have a lot of
stuff is related to your
related to the stars, and
your
the time that you were
natal
born.
chart and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, I also realized even to the point when you're born,
Yeah.
your timings when you're born
Yeah.
and what your name is when you're born is that's all determined by the placements in the
Yeah. If anybody ever asks you for the name of if anybody ever asks you for the time of when you're born, don't give it to them.
Oh my god.
Because people can use that stuff and do spells and shit on you.
Oh.
I've heard that basically if you have someone's birth time, the exact time,
Yeah.
people out here are doing
So whoever was listening to this just to get
spells
dates out
and
from us,
stuff.
that's not happening.
Yeah, but people can cast this is all just
Yeah.
what I've
But I mean,
heard.
that, and
People can cast, it's more powerful when people know the exact time, because that plays a big part in where your stars are placed.
Oh,
So people out here doing
crazy ass
shit.
I feel bad because every time I've gone on a date, I've always asked a guy.
Wow, you're that kind of person.
I am that. Okay.
Damn.
But I think that perfectly leads into this topic. I'm very excited about today's podcast because are you into star sign, kundli, nakshatra? That's
I think with me it's it started off where I was I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah.
So I'm a
Okay, let's just put that out.
Damn.
Only
what's
water,
this?
only Ganga water in here.
I'm a Scorpio basically, and I think that a lot of the characteristics that I've read about Scorpios, I hardly relate with. But I also feel sometimes if you'd read me the horoscope of some other star sign, I think I'd probably relate to it as well. But I think I look at star signs in a sense where usually if something shit is going on in my life, then I'm gonna go check the horoscope, because when something good is happening in your life, I don't think you're gonna turn to your horoscope.
You're not gonna try to find a reson for it. You're just gonna be happy that
you're gonna be happy that it's happening.
Yeah.
But when things are going downhill, you're what else can I blame except for myself?
Okay.
So people want to blame the stars and shit. So
Yeah.
that's when usually I just check the horoscope apps and stuff like that just to see that. And I also so I'm kind of in between where
You're
I'm
50-50.
and I would never read my horoscope before
the day starts and stuff like that.
It's always
You've told me this before, and
I always read my horoscope after the day is done just to see y'all I'm always checking up on people like that. Did you get that?
Yeah. Did you?
Were you correct? Was your
did something
prediction
bad
correct?
happen to you, or did your horoscope say that?
Yeah.
Did your mom shout at you, or did you just look at your horoscope? Okay, so me and horoscopes, right? So I'm a Pisces. And I think when you're a Pisces, you're like like you said, like I genuinely feel like I read descriptions of every single star sign and I'm like, I'm every single one of them.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely feel like when you're, I don't know if many Pisces people can relate to this, but like I am very big on horoscopes, as in it kind of like, when, it sounds bad, like it sounds like I'm judging people, but sometimes when I know they're a star sign and they, it's kind of funny because I read this meme one time and someone was like, it was like this meme and someone was just like, oh my god, like that's the Gemini in me, and then it's like, no Susan, you're just a pig. So I mean, it sounds bad, like I'm not judging it, like I don't judge people based on the star sign, but I think it does kind of help me like understand someone's like vibe.
But what if you meet someone and like they're supposed to be a star sign, like a specific star sign, but they try to be completely different?
Yeah. Oh, I've met two people like that. But then that's why like it's kind of good we're getting into it today, because then there's like so many. So I didn't realize, like when I first got into star signs, it was genuinely because like I was like in school and I had a crush on someone and I was like, damn, he's a Virgo. Like, I really like him. But like, and then I started realizing like it was a little more deep than the love calculator you're using. Like, and then I started like realizing like, and then there's also so many times like, remember that so many times I'm like, I see this all the time. Like you said, I read characteristics and I'm like, like Pisces apparently are like very like artsy and like very in their own fantasia world, and I'm like, yeah, I get that, but like I also kind of hate that shit. Yeah. Like I hate mermaid shit like that.
Yeah. Mermaid shit.
So that's kind of like a general on us and star signs. But do you like so let's bring it to Desi levels.
Okay.
What do you know what your Desi thingy is?
Is there a difference between like the normal horoscopes and like a
so
Desi calendar?
I'm gonna drop some facts on y'all. No, so apparently the difference between Western horoscopes and like the zodiac and all that stuff that we believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chinese horoscopes are included in this. So
Chinese horoscope is zodiac.
No, but that's based on year. No, that's not even based on. Anyway, I don't know much about. But I know the difference between the Indian and the Western one is the Western one follows sun.
Okay.
And sun is used as a date for everything. That's why like Diwali for us changes every year because we base everything on the moon. So that's the difference between. So your Indian star sign would be what the moon placement was when you were born.
Interesting.
I always thought it was like, so you know when you have like a sun sign and a moon sign?
Yeah.
I thought my moon sign was my Indian.
Oh.
Indian thingy.
I have no idea.
Oh, damn. Well, actually I've been reading, I don't know why I've been reading too much. I need to find hobbies. No, but I read into.
That's interesting though. So why would the Indians choose the moon?
I don't know, maybe because
like why do us Desis decide to choose the moon except for the sun? There must be an explanation.
Because Indian people always late to everything, so by the time they decided the moon was out. That's the thingy. But also, so what we did because we are on the research tip. We found out, so what Indian astrology does is it takes into account place, time, and date of birth, like most astrology.
Yeah.
And then it makes like a chart. So like your kundli, that's a chart. That's a natal birth chart, whatever. Yeah. And then for which the movements of the planets considered. This decides the phases in the person's life, such as marriage, death, career, happiness. So these are like your star placements.
So basically, from that one chart, you can tell me when I'm gonna when I'm gonna die or like how I'm gonna die or something.
I know people who are like take it to that extent where they like visit like.
Which person goes to the astrologer and asks like when am I gonna die? Like,
dude, you don't know. There's a lot of people out there that are impatient. Like, how many times have you? Honestly, like you said, like you don't check your. I check it in the morning because I'm too impatient to know. I'm like, if my day's getting good, I'd rather just know in the beginning. Like I'd rather just be. I'd rather just be fussy the whole day.
You're out here reading your yearly chart as well.
I read my yearly chart, especially
just to see like how it's gonna plan out.
Yeah, and then I always go back the year before, like the year after, just to see did it match and stuff like that. I've got time.
So like the thing is that I think with a lot of the Desis is that. I don't know, we have, some people have like a pundit or a jyotish that they go to ask about like finances or like work, life, career and stuff like that. I love how you said finances. I'm thinking like, wow, financial consultants all over the world getting pissed. Yeah, I'm like, y'all know. Do you
people with finance degrees.
Paid?
What?
Do the pundits and jyotishs get paid?
I'm assuming, and I wouldn't be politically correct here, but maybe in terms of donation.
oh, maybe, I guess.
But obviously, no, of course, actually, yeah, why shouldn't they get paid?
Because I'm like, why would anybody go to university and get a degree in consultancy when you could just like
go to Jyotish and get your
finances,
get your
right
stock,
for the
blockbuster
year.
stock app go up and all that shit. I don't know. That's a good question, actually. No, I mean, come on. I think we're thinking finances in this like you gotta remember, financial consultants are like stocks, like serious.
Very
but I think Jyotish people are like, oh, like,
should I buy this?
Should I buy this house, or is this the right time to make a big purchase in your life? Like, for example,
a lot of like, even when we have like a lot of big events coming up, like people always want to see like the time, or like the what's the shub.
Do you think you would ever consult a Jyotish, like genuine, like person? But you know
what? I don't, because like I've considered it multiple times to like get like a reading done, or like go to a tarot card reader, or like go to a Jyotish or something like that. But I also am just like, I don't want to know. Like I don't want. I want to hear something that I don't. I want to hear something that I don't want to hear. You know, like they're gonna tell me that I'm gonna die like in a car accident, then all my life I'm gonna be scared to drive a car. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't want to go there, and then the person. So you can't tell them like, oh, don't tell me about this, or like, you know. Yeah. I feel like in a way that this kind of stuff, this is just my like take on it. Why I personally wouldn't want to do that is because I feel like subconsciously you end up doing exactly what he said. Yeah. So if someone with that level of like, you know, study the stars and all that, and they tell you like, okay, so when you make this investment, like you're gonna get a lot of return back, or like this is a really good time to make the investment. In your mind, you're already thinking that. Yes. So I feel like subconsciously you will put all that effort into it, and then it will become like, oh yeah, that actually worked. Yeah. You know. So I feel like in good, like in when it's good, yeah, fine, it's good. But when it's bad, then it's like, then I get scared with that kind of stuff.
I think like what makes me laugh, like not laugh, it's not funny because some people take it too seriously, but like, you know, and like sometimes when they read your Rashee, they're like, you're unlucky, panoti. And I'm like, the fact that I've been single for 23 years should have told you that. Like, you don't even go to reading for that. My parents always be telling me that dumb shit. But there's actually moments where people like get married to trees and stuff.
Yeah, that's a tradition in India that is like bizarre in a sense, whereas if someone is Manglik on their chart, then they have to marry a tree in order to get rid of their like bad luck in their first marriage. So they have to like, you get married, so basically you get rid of that bad luck. I've heard there's like this.
My mom told me this about my grandparents. So my grandparents, when they had their chart, like their charts read or whatever, this is my mom's side. Yeah. That's actually something on my dad. That's something on my grandma's side as well. Yeah. But my mom, my nana nani. Yeah. Their charts were like, they both were unlucky. Oh. So it was really unlucky. So unlucky people can only marry unlucky people. Wait. I was like, how are you giving hashtags to people like that?
Hashtag unlucky. That's the wedding hashtag. Hashtag panoti.
But did you even give wedding cards outside, or did you guys give like everyone like Raksha covered before they came in? Like, so they both married each other, and I think it's kind of weird because they're like one of the happiest, like they're generally one of the happiest people.
Like opposites, like two opposites make like the positive. I don't know, like something behind it.
But then there's also like my dad, so my grandma. She had a before she got married, because she was like love marriage, whatever the works. And her chart said that my granddad wouldn't live very long, and that's why everyone like convinced her like, you know, don't get married. Yeah. And she did end up getting married, and unfortunately my granddad did pass away. Like, but like you said, but like, do you know what I mean? Like you read that somewhere. You've put that predisposed fear there. Like, I don't know. I mean, you know, the universe works in a different way.
I feel like there's also like, if you go to someone to get your like horoscope or like palm read or something. If they tell you 10 things, 1 out of 10 things possibly could come true. And I also feel like sometimes, like when I like, you know, when we see like horoscope stuff online, a lot of it is kind of vague as well. Where it's like, oh, you're very like you're a very self-giving person. You're very kind of, obviously I want to hear those things about myself. So I'm just like, damn, that's me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's also like, oh, you like your alone time. You like taking care of yourself and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, that's me. But it's also like,
that can be said about that. And then, you know what, like, and then also the sort of generalized statements, right? Like with star signs. Mm-hmm. Like they could be like, oh, I don't know, like Capricorns are the most hardworking. And I'm like, but that, you cannot say that about just one one star sign. I'm like, because I'm like, someone's like, you know, motivation in life could be something different. And they could be, I don't know, a pigeon. Like, do you know what I mean?
Wait, do animals have horoscopes?
I don't know. They,
like,
you know what? On that note, you know who really needs to be reading their horoscopes? Dogs. Because y'all be barking and y'all be living in people's heads rent free. Y'all really read your horoscopes. Because you know you know what? I actually realized all dogs are Leos. Always barking for attention.
Yeah.
Always barking for attention. I'm sure all dogs are Leos. I can name that. Seriously, because these people will not. If you tell them to sit, they will sit in such a way that they want attention.
Yeah. Let's go into the different methods of astrology.
Okay.
So there's also like there's tarot cards.
There's numerology. After Indian matchmaking, we found out there's face reading.
Face reading. Bro, I want to go there and just see like.
But it wasn't even like face-to-face reading. It was like a WhatsApp.
Yeah, like we've like advanced in technology now because you can just show a photo of someone and they're gonna do a face reading.
Determine.
I'm like, damn, you don't even see the expressions on someone's face. Like all you need is that one photo.
Because I'm like, you catch a bad picture of me, the reading is gonna be very different.
But it's like you catch me at work and you catch me on Instagram and y'all gonna see a real big difference.
Oh, you know what? That's what I'm saying. Like imagine you went to a face reader and you went face to face, like no.
And he's like, that's not her.
And then he's like, wait. Jurla, are they twins or? He's like, why are you giving me two readings of two different people?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, face reading is a way of the guy telling you you're clapped. Because if you know how you know that you're clapped, the guy starts giving you a bad reading. He's like, you're not gonna go very far in life.
Yeah.
And I was like.
But you know what? The thing is that like when we watch Indian matchmaking, there was a scene where there was a face reader who read it, and then he found the face reading. He was like, "This person doesn't have a lot of sex." Something. What did he say? I was like, "No."
I think it was numerology.
Oh, okay.
The guy was like looking at the Jupiter.
Yeah.
And he's like, bedroom.
Yeah, bedroom. I was like, what? What does bedroom mean? Like,
but like, you know, I think I was more offended by the way this guy was like trying to get the words out. I was like, you can say sex. Like people talk about that in marriage.
It's so funny. And the thing is that like when he was looking at Aparna, the girl from Indian matchmaking, he was like stubborn, very non-adjustable, very this, and I'm just like, how did you get that off her face? I feel like he probably would have seen a few episodes and then they like took him there and they're like, oh, just say that she's this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's also so crazy?
Of course, yeah.
You can like, you probably could pay people off to do like crazy shit like that. Like if you wanted to, like suppose you like a guy but your parents are like, nah, this is not like working out. Then you just go and get like a fake like kundli made and then it'll be like 100% match. It'll be like, oh shit, okay, we need to get this.
Apparently, it's so funny you said this. And I don't know if my mom's just saying this out of spite.
Yeah.
But she thinks so much. Because like, my mom and dad, like, they're apparently like, you could even use the most shittiest love calculator in the world.
Yeah.
If you put their star signs together, they're so not meant to be together.
Really?
But like, but the fact that they had Jyotishes and everything involved and they still put them both together. So my mom's theory is that my dad paid off Jyotish and that's how they got married. That's a running joke in our house.
That is so funny.
But I also think it's very likely because it's like, you know, okay, when you ever just meet some star signs and you're like, yeah, like I can't, like you shouldn't generalize, but this really don't sound like a good pairing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, they're 25
that's
years.
So
yeah,
funny,
but they've been married this long, so it's clearly something they did right.
I know, dude. That's funny as well.
So
my parents never did the readings and stuff, so I don't know.
I think it's bad. I think it's.
Would you do a reading if you were like getting married and stuff? Like, would you get your like?
It depends if he's pissing me off that day or not. So we're getting.
Hey, best way to get an arranged marriage is just like pay the guy to get a shitty.
But I do think that if I'm in a relationship, like I would look at the guy's horoscope.
Really?
I think I would care about his sun sign because there's certain star signs that I've seen too much, read too much, seen too much. That I'm a bit like, deuces, you good? That's pause the break.
You know what's so crazy is because like when you look at the kind of people that you meet and the people that you get along with, have you ever had this feeling where you never knew this yourself, but after you've like checked their star sign, you realize all of them are clumped into one star sign.
Yes.
Like that's the thing. Like sometimes there'll be a situation where you don't get along with someone, and then you don't gel well with someone else. You check their star signs, and they end up being the same star sign.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? what is this? Like, so in those situations, it's kind of freaky because I'm just like, yo, this is a bit mad.
It's like, damn, y'all got really like put a hashtag on you guys. I really should have been avoiding you. Should have put you in the block list.
Yeah.
That's happened to me a couple of times.
You know what I find really funny though?
What?
If you've not seen this on YouTube, it's hilarious.
What?
There's like a whole compilation of like, you know, psychics.
Yeah.
Just getting absolutely trashed on TV. Like, because there's some of them who haven't studied the art. They've not done they just want to get some moolah. Like, they just want to get some moolah, and they're just giving you random false ass readings. Yeah. So there are a lot of fake tarot card readers, and then like
also you random people that check people's palms.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and you know what annoys me about I don't like palm reading. I'm very against palm reading.
Why?
Because everyone who's read my palm has said bad things. So there's a prejudice there. No, I genuinely think like lines in your hands, like, do you not think that is just like,
I don't know, dude, there's like a whole like
maybe
study
science,
on these things, but like, I don't know, for me, I'm just like, I think I'm in between with this whole situation.
Yeah, but potential IGTV idea.
Yeah,
could be looking out for some psychics. So some of us recommend if you know any.
Hey, dude, do you remember that there was an Indian movie called What's Your Rashee? I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but it was like, basically it was Priyanka Chopra who played a character from all different 12 star signs. Yeah. And it was a guy,
that guy in a year with
Harman Baweja, who basically...
One movie, this guy went to 12 star signs.
But imagine this, like...
That body count.
Your parents... But imagine this, your parents come to you and they're like, oh, we need you to get married. Yeah. Why did this guy think in his head to be like, I want to meet every girl from each star sign?
Was there no context to the...
Like, no, he just like, his parents were like, we need you to get an arranged marriage.
You know what?
Like, okay, I want to meet one girl from each star sign.
But you know what was also, like, what I thought, where the script writing and where I felt like the director and script writer probably missed the meeting.
Yeah.
Why are there different like, you're meeting girls with different hobbies and, like, not even personality traits, just activities that they do. Like, it wasn't like, okay, if you're like saying you're meeting a girl from Aries, what does the fact that she smokes have to do with she's Aries? What is the connection?
I think they were just like, you know, it's just like personas, right? Like in marketing, how we do personas.
Oh yeah. And what really pissed me off is he got married to an Aquarius in the end.
Oh yeah.
That really irked me because I'm like,
who decided that you would pick that one? Because you basically have said all the other star signs are shit now.
Yeah,
you're just gonna marry an Aquarius.
Yeah, that was.
So I'm like, how did you like? What was the, like, did it just get bored at the end of the movie and they're like, oh, you fucking just pick one of them and
like,
just get married
out of the
like, what was the reason for it? You know what I mean?
Or maybe this guy actually picked, he's like...
But it should have been like, he would have married someone like not, like doesn't have a star sign at all.
And also,
like,
from Malaysia, you're dating 12 different girls that look the same.
Yeah.
And you're still picking one only after that, so...
And there was a scene at the end where like all the girls like flashing before him and then he just decides that he's gonna pick the Aquarius. But I don't even know if they like when she's walking down the aisle, he doesn't know who it is. Like, literally, he's like, oh, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? And he's like, oh shit, it's her. So I'm just like,
what?
What was the...
This guy is doing Love Island on fast forward.
Yeah.
Like,
I still want to understand his logic. No. I mean, it's pretty sick though. Like, he just like bantering. I'm like, fine, like, show me one girl from each.
But you know what's even more? But you know what's even more funnier is those. It's not funny, but they're kind of like, wow, this is really happening. Is like news channels in India, right?
Yeah.
Like there's channels in India dedicated to your astrology reading.
Yeah.
So imagine being like, yo, mom, can you pause the Cartoon Network? 8 p.m. my astrology's coming on TV. I actually know people who like they sit in front of and they write notes about.
One time I was sitting and there was just like they have like the star signs in the background and they're doing like
that neon lights and everything.
And one time I don't know if my ear was like, what the fuck was that? I thought the TV was like on repeat or something. They were saying the same thing for each thing. They were like, so today the stars are not in the right place, so take water and go put it in the river. For every single one of them. I was like, what? Wait. I heard it like 5 times.
Imagine you go to an astrologer and you've gone through a really bad breakup and you just like take some grass and put that on your head and then sit in the chair. Imagine you're having a heartbreak, you're crying your eyes out and you paid to go to an astrologer for him to tell you some shit about grass. Like, that is when that is when you realize that this is the
He's really telling you you're a cow.
that the breakup should have told you.
Oh my god.
But seriously, some of these astrology, the funniest thing is, have you ever read something? It's like, oh, you should avoid the darkness. And I was like, well, how am I supposed to sleep? Because that might be causing insomnia and that's why I'm having dark thoughts. So, but you know, it's just sometimes I feel like the advice is very can we please streamline it to the problem?
Yeah.
Can we please not be like, oh, if you're having financial problems, close the bank account, put money under the mattress. Like, can we please stop with advice like that's not helping anyone?
Close the bank account.
Like,
oh my God.
I don't know. I've never had an experience where I think my parents are very into it, so that's why I've had like a little bit of that
knowledge.
Like my parents, before any big decision, they do consult Jyotish.
Like a Jyotish.
So I mean, I think to the listeners, it's up to you if you believe in it or not.
Yeah.
We are only
rocks.
We are the. That reminds me. Have you ever had someone come up to you and say that you're like certain, like they think they've judged this about you, and you're like, you don't know me. You do not know
like,
me at
I
all.
feel like people who are into horoscopes always think that they know you when they've just met you. Like if I just tell them I'm a Scorpio, they're just like, oh, you're a Scorpio. So you're like, you're like a detective.
I actually have to say something about Scorpios. I read this somewhere. It's like, dude, I swear to God, your star sign gets the slander is
but the thing is that like we get slander, but it's also like we do get a lot of love as well. Because we know shit like before people do, so that's the thing. Like with Scorpios, there's always this thing where like Scorpio's gonna come and bite you back in the ass. Yeah, I'm like, where?
Always this like dark Scorpion ass behavior.
Yeah, but like Scorpios are very like what is it? Very like cutthroat in a sense where it's like you mess one time and it's like there's no chance there's no chance of building a relationship after that. Yeah. But it's like the whole thing about like getting like backstabbing and stuff. That's because the thing is that if you backstab a Scorpio, then you're cut off. So why would they do the same thing to you? Oh. You know what I mean? Like that's what I never understand when they say about the star sign. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know about any other Scorpios that have that kind of vibes. So.
I don't know. I've heard some stuff like we did like a few. Should we do that?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Going to.
Okay, so there's some random facts that we have here about like specific
star signs, and we just want to kind of
we just want to put them out there and see like. Let us know in the comments below if you're one of these star signs, and then like this is something that you know.
Yes. Okay. So first one is Virgos are to blame for crop circles.
What?
Even if I knew what crop circles are, that sounds like an agriculture issue. Yeah. And I think you should take that up with your local community. Like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this daily horoscope reading of yours. Well, weekly horoscope reading. Yeah.
This is our first episode done.
Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and we have so much more content to share with you guys. So please make sure you subscribe this video, and if you don't, then
subscribe this video.
Make a fresh start.
Yes. Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. Honestly, you know what? People who watch this and didn't subscribe. Subscribe, right?
Subscribe.
It's subscribe. Sis, you playing. Subscribe. And also follow us on Instagram to see more graphical content.
Yes. Check us out on Instagram for like.
Oh, so now check us out. Check us out.
Check us out on Instagram.
Check us, play chess with us.
Okay, anyway, so check us out on Instagram for all our extra content and any updates and stuff like that. Yes. And we will catch you guys next Wednesday, which is our new posting time, for the next Gupshup Sesh.
Yes.
This has been Desi Off-Duty Podcast, and we will see you next time. Bye.